Courtney Fielder. We are joined here with our good friend Lindsay L. Cannot wait to see you here in Moose Jaw coming up December 8th. It's going to be so good.
Girl, I am so excited. I basically grew up like driving through Moose Jaw. My parents both were born in Regina and we lived in Calgary growing up. And so we would always drive through Moose Jaw. So it's like near and dear to my heart, and I cannot wait to come back.
Well, and of course, be part of something like a Nashville Christmas, which, of course, all of the funds raised are going towards mental health wellness initiatives for students throughout Saskatchewan, which is such a great cause.
I think over the past couple of years, there's been a focus on mental health all throughout social media. And I just think it's been like the buzzword, which I'm so grateful about because I think we cannot talk enough about mental health. I think mental health is so important to bring to the forefront. And you even see it in like the next generation. I know like my parents growing up never talked about that stuff. Even my friends, it was always kind of like, oh, we shouldn't really talk about that stuff. But now when I see like small kids in school right now, they just talk about it as it's commonplace. And they're like, yeah, I was depressed yesterday, or yeah, I have, all of this list of things. And I'm just like, wow, this is such a beautiful way to see where the next generation is going. And the rest of us have to catch up. I think it's just a wonderful thing to be open about.
Definitely. Well, and like you said too, just like the younger generation, and just talking more about it. Like I know I've been a part of events previously here with River Street Promotions who's putting on this event, and like to hear the stories of the students and from the students about like these mental health wellness days that they have, where like they just talk about things and like how to deal with struggles, how to get through them, and like how to know like those flag signals, like, hey, I need to talk to somebody.
Totally. I think that having an openness and bringing it to the forefront and just making everybody feel comfortable to talk about things is always the first step. I think awareness is the first step. And when it's normalized, like, oh yeah, this is just what we do. We can talk about our feelings and it can be considered cool in terms of like your friends group, or it can be considered okay in everyday life. I love that it's becoming more normalized and more commonplace, and anything that I can play in terms of raising money or raising awareness for mental health, I will always be there.
Oh, that's awesome. And of course, not only a great cause, but great company coming along as well. We got Emily Shackleton, Jen Bostic, Johnny Moe, Sarah Darling, and of course, you all at the gorgeous May Wilson Theater here in Moose Jaw.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be such a fun evening. I love all of them so much. And, all of us have written together in the past, but our schedules are always so crazy. We usually can't be in one place at one time. So I cannot wait to make music with all of them and just have a really, really great night of raising money for a great cause.
Well, especially too, because it's like in the round style. So it's like all acoustic kind of songwriter style, which is one of the coolest things with a Christmas in Nashville.
Totally. Yeah. It doesn't get much better than that, honestly. I love in the round kind of stylized shows. It just is really intimate. If people have never been to an in the round show, they're really commonplace. Where I live in Nashville, it's sort of where you go around in a circle and you hear stories and you hear really where a song came from and how it came to be. And I remember one of the first times coming down to Nashville, I would specifically go out and see writers in the rounds because you just get to learn so much more about the music, and you can be like, oh, that person wrote that song, and you wouldn't even connect them to that song, but then hearing the story of how the song came to be on the day they wrote it is just so interesting, and it really makes for a really well-rounded night of music.
We won't keep you too much longer here, Lindsay. Of course, we're getting ready, like we mentioned earlier, for a Nashville Christmas here in Moose Jaw, May Wilson Theater, December 8th. Is there anything you want to say to folks that are waiting on getting tickets or that are looking forward to the event?
All I will say is you can be like ready for such a good night of music. You definitely want to grab your ticket and come down and hang out with us. Not only will you be helping raising money for such an important cause, but you're going to be able to hear some stories that you will not hear anywhere else. As well as you just never know what's going to happen in the middle of a writer's round. So many things just happen off the cuff, and with all of us songwriters and musicians on stage, it just is going to be like a one night only that you're not going to want to miss.
That's awesome. You never know. Maybe sometime soon you could hear songs that came out of that whole session because I know that's happened a few times at this event.
Exactly. It's so, so true. Yeah. Sometimes we write songs on stage or we're writing songs together as we go out behind stage. So you never know what could happen.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we cannot wait to see you here in Moose Jaw, December 8th for Nashville Christmas put on by River Street Promotions. Lindsay, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me about it.
Thanks so much, Courtney. So good to see you. And I can't wait to see you on the 8th.